Hi, welcome to Local Legend Podcast. Today we have a special guest, Father Tomas. Hi, Father.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Doing all right.
Awesome. He is from St. Augustine Ramirez Catholic Church. Father, will you introduce yourself, tell us who you are, and as well as your role in the church?
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here today. And so I'm from Southern California, born and raised, and ended up going to high school in Moreno Valley. And my family still lives there. And ended up leaving out of state for college for a little bit. And then I came back and ended up in Chicago for my undergrad in seminary. After two cold winters, I came back to California to finish my grad school in Camarillo, north of LA, and also got my business degree from Villanova. And I've been a priest for 10 years this May, and I've been all over the place, different churches, Hesperia, Fontana, Temecula, and now Eastvale, where I've been here for the past 3 years. And our community is very, you could say it's a small church, but we're growing. Like Eastvale, everything is growing, and we have our property on Chandler Street that we're hoping to build on in the next couple of years.
Amazing. That's amazing. What is your role at the church?
So I'm the pastor of the parish. I'm the only priest there, so I pretty much do a little bit of everything. Right now, we're looking at developing the property. We're actually celebrating also our 10-year anniversary this year of St. Augustine Ramirez in Eastvale.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And it's an exciting time for us. We just launched a new capital campaign. We're looking to build our ministry center on the property. People sometimes drive by in Chandler Street, and there's like a big lot there, and our sign is there. And but we're actually going to build our ministry center, which is 2 stories, and then our church, which will be a separate building, and then actually a grade school is also part of our plan. So it's going to obviously take a while to build the whole thing out, and we're on about 10 acres. So it's going to be a huge project, but people are excited, and we just launched our new campaign to raise funds to get that ministry center up and going. Yeah.
Okay, well, share that with us so we can put it on.
Yeah, of course. We actually have a new website, buildstaugustinamirez.org.
Okay.
Straight to the point, buildstaugustinamirez.org, and it has all kinds of information about our plans, how we're planning to do things, and of course, if anyone should wish to donate, they can do that as well.
Absolutely. I know some of our listeners, they will love to help, raise money for that amazing, I forgot the word.
Project development.
Project. See, when I get nervous, my head just blocks. But thank you for sharing that. When did you feel called to serve in ministry, and what led you to bring that calling to Eastvale?
Yeah, so my plan wasn't to do ministry, actually. My first thought was get out of California, go to school, go to college, get as far away from my parents as possible, and have a good time in college. So I ended up in New York. And my plan at the time was to join the Army.
Okay.
So that was the whole idea, join the Army, make a career out of it. But as I started school, I realized there was something a little more to life. And I started kind of going, well, maybe I should go to seminary, and maybe I could be a priest, but I'm not that guy. So I'll probably just go, and then they'll kick me out, or I'm just not going to like it, and I'll just go back to the Army. So that's actually how I ended up back in California, and in seminary, which is our formation program. So our undergrad is in philosophy, a bachelor's degree in philosophy, and then we have to get a master's degree in theology. I actually ended up with 3 master's degrees, and was ordained a priest. As I mentioned, our diocese of San Bernardino is both counties, Riverside and San Bernardino together. So I was in parishes all over both counties, and my previous assignment was in Temecula, St. Catherine's, which was very nice. They got the wine country, it was very nice. And then our bishop, who heads the diocese, asked me to come to Eastvale. And I kind of was a little bit confused because I said, well, there's no church there.
You're like, where's Eastvale?
We got to build it. We got to build it. And so I've been here 3 years now, and it's great to see a community, even though we don't have a physical church. Our church is our families. We have over 1,000 families that make up our community, and we continue to grow. We currently meet at Dr. Augustine Ramirez Middle School for Saturdays and Sundays for our services that we do and masses and different things. And we're hoping to develop that property so that, we can start doing our stuff there. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that's something beautiful where you get to be part of that groundbreaking and that build, starting something from scratch.
Yeah,
and seeing it flourish.
Right, and there's a blessing in that. It's also a little bit of a challenge.
Of course.
Because like sometimes I'm doing random things, like hey, we got to cut the grass.
Yeah.
We got to do random things that other churches don't have to do.
Right.
But the great thing about our communities are volunteers. So we have volunteers that come out, they cut grass. They pull weeds. They come out and they do maintenance projects. And we just set up some stations of the cross. It was an Eagle Scout project. So the young man came up to me and said, hey, I want to do a project, here on the church. And I said, well, not a whole lot we can do, but we came up with this project for the stations of the cross. So there's a little prayer space outside now. You can walk it. And things like that we can do just to make the space usable, even though we're not having mass or services there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm excited for you guys. That's exciting. So being involved with community members and, just a community of Eastvale alone, what are some challenges that you've seen that families have?
Well, we live in it's a complicated world. It's a complicated world with a lot of different things, and we have a lot of young families in Eastvale. That's the one thing that I noticed right away. A lot of young families, young children. Our church is alive because of that. We have little kids running around, and you can hear kids crying at mass. It's great. And we have teens and young adults, and so there's vibrancy, there's life. But with that too, I think a lot of people feel that burden of life. Of stress and of so many things that have to be done. And one of the things I like to share with people is, we're not going to be perfect.
Right.
I think we can't ask.
We're not Jesus.
We're not Jesus, and also we're not going to be able to change some things like one day to the next.
Right.
But we can respond better. And we look to the Lord to strengthen us and to give us that clarity that we need, because like stress in life and responsibilities and all that stuff we do, it doesn't disappear.
Yeah.
But we can respond, day by day and little by little. And I think it's trying to share that with people who come, burdened by life and different things, and to create that space for them to come to feel peace. We're all seeking something in some way. And that's one of the things that for us to put a building on the property, to actually put the church on the property, to put the school on the property, it's going to be a place where people can find, the Lord,
peace,
but also peace, a place to come find refuge, a place to seek an answer or just a place they know they can go. And it's for all people, not just those who are Catholic, for the whole community to be able to come, and also an opportunity for us to have bigger outreach to the community as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think it is, I agree with you. During these times is very scary. We have social media, we have TVs and
AI.
AI is scary. And I think I have my husband has a teenager, and we have our challenges along. She's a girl, and she sees a lot of things in social media and starts comparing herself and all these things, and then her self-esteem. And I think finding that comfort in in our church, bringing our teenagers and just kind of keep them off these devices, and it kind of helps out too.
And it's also just accompanying people, you know, not that we have answers to give them or tell them what to do, but just to walk with them right where they are.
Right.
And to let them know that they're not alone.
Exactly.
Because I think sometimes in the culture we live in and in the technology we have, we forget, you know, hey, there's a person right in front of me. And to just acknowledge them and to accompany them as best as we can. You know, again, nothing's going to be perfect, but we can just remind people that, you know, they don't walk alone.
Yeah, that's beautiful. What, how do you balance spiritual guidance and the real world community needs?
So it's a challenge, but on one hand, they go together. On one hand, the spiritual life is a part of everyone, of all that we do. And so we have to look at it in a holistic way, because if we pray better, we're going to live better. If we live better, we're going to pray better. And so that's something that goes like hand in hand. And I think sometimes when we get, you know, kind of overwhelmed with life, it's because something's out of sync, you know, out of balance. And there's no perfect way to do it. But you kind of know, like internally, right? You kind of know when things are off, you know? I always tell people, you know, did you pray? Did you eat? Did you sleep?
Yeah.
If one of those three things is off, you're probably going to be off.
Then you're not balanced.
Right. And so it's something just simple for us to look at. But also when we walk with our community, you know, sometimes there is certain needs. Sometimes there are certain things that we can identify and try to help them walk through and challenges that they face and try to help them and address that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's important. It's important to have a balanced life, spiritual. Because like you said, you know, when you go to the church, you kind of find that peace. You let go of those burdens that you're holding on to or your stress. So what motivated the church to get involved with the Eastvale Chamber?
So that's actually an interesting story. So we
Don't
didn't
tell me Harry forced you.
No, actually, so the parish is actually 10 years old. So officially it was founded in 2015. So we were about 10 years old, and I arrived about 3 years ago to Eastvale. And I was kind of like, well, how can we be present to the community without having a building? You know, how can we, and that's something that I kind of like was taking to prayer, because I'm like, it's kind of hard to say, come to St. Oscar, but
there's
like,
no
come to the
building.
field.
Yeah.
Like, come check out our field, right? Like, there's not a whole lot going on. Now, we actually have 2 little trailers that we're setting up for a little office. And so that's going to be great while we get everything moving. But, and so I got a message from the chamber, and they said, hey, we're going to have an event, and we want you to do an invocation. Just a short prayer, right? And I said, sure. Like, I don't know anybody. Like, I'm new to town, and you know. So I showed up, and I didn't think it was going to be so big of an event. And so I said, okay, cool. I'll just do a little prayer. That's my job, and you know, so I just kind of hung out for the event and chatted with a few.
Was it the national prayer?
It wasn't the prayer breakfast.
Oh.
It was actually my goodness. The groundbreaking for the city hall.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was like, wow, this is a big deal. I'm new.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I didn't really know. Like, so I learned so much that day.
You've made history.
And I just shook a lot of hands, and I talked to a lot of people, introduced myself. And I said, wow, this is really great. Like, you know, because we need to know each other, and we're going to work together, and we all want to make Eastvale like a great place to live and to have business and to grow and to prosper. And so then the prayer breakfast came up. And so he said, you know, would you be willing to sponsor the prayer breakfast? I said, we'd love to sponsor the prayer breakfast. That's exactly what we do. And it's such a great event. And I have to be honest, I've been a part of a prayer breakfast in different cities. And Eastvale, I think, has one of the best prayer breakfasts.
Oh, thank you.
Just because so many people are invited, not just because of the number of people, but just the diversity
Yeah.
and the representation of the community. And I think that's just an amazing thing. And so we've been helping out with different events. We sponsor some events, and we're always happy to join. And I'm always making connections at every event.
That's good.
Because we have so many local businesses and so many different things. And that's one of the things that personally, myself and as pastor of St. Oscar, if we're going to be a parish in Eastvale, the Catholic Church in Eastvale, we want to make sure that as much business as we can stays local.
Yeah.
We don't want to call some other big company from somewhere else. We have a local company, here in Eastvale that can help us with our events, with our planning, with different things that we can find. So we try to stay as local as possible with all the stuff that we do for events and for materials and things like that. I know it might seem like a little detail, but it's like, yeah, sure, maybe I could get a better price if I buy things, but it's our local business, our local community, and we need to support that. And so I think that's also an important thing.
Absolutely.
And I was chatting with another priest, and I said, I think we might be one of the few Catholic churches that's part of a Chamber of Commerce. I don't know a whole lot of others that are part of it, but we just had so many different things that we talk about a project or something, and we talk to a local company, someone that's had a breakfast or at an event or a mixer, and we go, hey, like something clicks in my head, and I say, hey, we could partner with this company, we could partner with this restaurant, we could do an event, we could do something for our community and for the greater, city as well. So that's something exciting, at least for me. And as we continue to grow, and as Eastvale just continues to build, we're a part of that. So it's important for us.
And I think it's important. I think you're right. Not a lot of churches are part of Chamber of Commerce, but I think it's important that you are at least, or I'm glad that you are part of our chamber, because it allows us to know that you're there and what your mission is and what you're here for. And if somebody says, hey, I'm looking for a Catholic church, oh, you know what? We know Father Tomas, so go visit him. I think it's important to stay connected versus just being a church with four walls and nobody knows about you. So we thank you for being part of our chamber.
Of course.
My next question is, what has been your favorite event of the Chamber of Commerce? You mentioned the National Prayer.
Yeah, the National Prayer Breakfast, I think, hands down, for us has been something we look forward to every year, and we're happy to support and sponsor. And it brings our community together. We pray for our community, and it's just such a great event. And it's grown so much over the last 3 years I've been here. It just really has grown. And I think it's a testament to how our city is growing. And you mentioned also just that we're connected.
Yes.
And sometimes I feel like when a city gets bigger, it gets a little more like corporate and, but here in Eastvale, we know each other. Like we know, oh, I know so-and-so that has that restaurant, or so-and-so that, I saw him at the meeting, or even just our city. Our city's pretty amazing also at coming to the events. So I run into a lot of people like, hey, I submitted some paperwork the other week. Cool. Great to see you, good to see you from the planning department to Public Works to different departments in the city that are helping us to make sure that what we're building, becomes a reality. And, sometimes paperwork is paperwork. There's something exciting about it. But in just building, not just that we're building, but just building a relationship with all the folks that make up our city staff. And it is quite a unique place.
Yeah, it is. And I also agree with you that, the city officials are even part of the chamber, which is, you don't see that everywhere.
It's great to see. It really is, And
that helps make the city of Eastvale feel like family.
Right.
versus a corporate,
Right.
oh, I don't know him,
Yeah.
but I know he has business. I don't know about what, but right. So I love that. Yeah. Thank you for being part of our chamber. In what ways has the chamber helped amplify your mission?
Yeah. So joining the chamber really has kind of helped us to just get to know people through the events, through the mixers, through the different things that happen throughout the year. Some are more formal, some more informal, but just we have an opportunity to chat and to get to know each other. And like I mentioned, sometimes I get ideas of things that it's like, hey, we could do an event with this restaurant or with this business, or they could help us with something that we're kind of looking to do. And so some of our ideas and our stuff has happened like through a mixer, through a simple conversation, or just a follow-up. Like, hey, remember we chatted about this a while back? Like, oh yeah, we're gonna follow up on that. We're gonna try to make that happen. Because one of the things we want to do is have a parish festival on the grounds. And not just for the church, but for everybody, all of Eastvale to come out and have a good time and just have some entertainment and some food, things like that. And so we've never done it before. So that's something that we're looking at doing, and have it be an event for everyone to come out.
That sounds fun.
Of course, we're going to start small because we haven't done a whole lot. We're not going to have roller coasters the first time around, any rides or anything like
ponies.
that. Yeah. But, maybe we'll work up to that. But I think it would be a great fit for all the families of Eastvale. There's a lot of young families, and to have a family-friendly event, for the whole community would be great. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for what's to come for St. Oscar Church. Why would you recommend the Eastvale Chamber of Commerce to other entrepreneurs?
I think the chamber just is a great support, and helps you to get to know folks, especially if you're, starting a business in Eastvale, or you're trying to, or just even to learn. I've had some great conversations with other folks, just sharing their experience about, what they're doing. And, we don't have, per se, we're not the same industry, church, restaurants, or just different businesses in Eastvale. But it's just a great opportunity to see the kind of talent and the kind of energy that's being brought into Eastvale. And the chamber has done a great, just a great way to focus that, and to make sure that, hey, like, we're building something great here. And we're not done building, because I think that's what everybody's kind of like, oh, well, they're building this and they're building that. And there's going to be a day when we're not going to be putting buildings up, but it's building up that network and building up that connection. And it's not just saying, well, I sent someone an email, about this. I actually talked to them, I shook their hand. We had a little breakfast and we were at the mixer. And I think that human element is a special part of the Eastvale Chamber of Commerce. And when we reduce business and transactions to just emails and phone calls, which are needed. We need to do that. But when we have that human element, that human touch, that's something I felt has been a part of the Eastvale Chamber of Commerce. And I think definitely for anyone who's looking to set up business or to learn more or to just explore, it's a great place to do it.
Absolutely. Thank you. I know the Eastvale Chamber of Commerce has a variety of members in so many different industries, and you're right. You're not only there to build that relationship, but also to learn from one another, which is very important too. It's nice to know what's in your backyard.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Father, for being here, for taking the time for me to interview you.
Yeah, thank you for the invitation.
Absolutely. And if anybody would like to donate some funds for
Yeah, so we're actually located at 14395 Chandler Street, right next to the fire station. And that's where our property is. We're looking to build on that site. Currently, we're at Dr. Augustine Ramirez Middle School, Saturdays and Sundays, for our masses and different events that we do on the weekend. Because we do have over 1,000 families. And our newest website is buildstoscarromero.org, which has also online giving on there as well for any business or individual that wishes to donate. And also our parish website is linked to that. If you have any questions, you can message me through there about events or anything that we're doing or any future stuff that we're going to do. And we're looking forward to doing a little ribbon cutting on our offices that we're going to be opening hopefully soon. We're getting that squared away. So we'll definitely send everyone an invite to the chamber.
Yes.
And we look forward to having everyone come out and see the property and see what we're talking about. We're excited about it.
Yeah.
And we're hoping over the next couple of years, we're going to raise those funds and get that first building up.
God willing, God willing. And I will link everything in the bottom as well in the description, so you guys can visit the website and send your donations to the church. And also, if you would like to become a member of the Eastvale Chamber of Commerce, I will leave that information below as well. Thank you guys for watching and have a good day.